In the heart of a bustling marketplace, a loudspeaker crackles with static announcements. People dart from stall to stall, their faces marked with a blend of urgency and anxiety. The prices that once seemed stable now soar beyond reach, leaving many to clutch their purses a little tighter. The cost of fuel climbs like ivy, threatening to strangle life out of industries, transport, and warm homes. As the price of bread rises, there's a palpable tension in the air, one that questions the very fabric of what we've come to rely on. Is this the world we've unwittingly fostered, or one orchestrated by powers beyond our control? How did we arrive here? And more importantly, where do we go from here? To understand the present, we must peel back the layers of history, where the roots of this crisis run deep into the soil of an imperial system built on expansion, control, and profit. The architects of this system, blinded by their ambition, sowed the seeds of their own dilemma. In their quest for economic dominance, they pressed the scales, tipping them heavily in favor of colossal corporations, while crushing the small and vital enterprises beneath them. The climb in energy prices sees people rethink their usage, no longer taking comfort in excess, but in introspection. With less travel comes more time to reflect, to question, to awaken. As everyday life slows down, there's a chance for a burgeoning consciousness to recognize what has been ignored too long and to ponder over the sustainability of our current trajectory. Food costs do more than press bank accounts. They force an adaptation. Forced to consume less, many discover a hidden benefit: healthier living through reduced consumption of processed foods laden with artificial additives. There's an irony laced through this hardship. Though born of necessity, it fosters a reconnection with nature's rhythms as people turn to growing food within their means, bucking reliance on chemically supported agriculture. This shift isn't purely pragmatic. It's psychological, a recalibration of societal values where self-sufficiency and community take precedence over monetary accumulation. Gardens become symbols of resistance, of taking control back from governments and corporations that have dictated terms for far too long. As they grow, so too does a sense of empowerment, lifting people from the chains of dependency on a system that often exploits. But this transformation is fraught with conflict. Governments and businesses, beholden to preserving the status quo, resist such changes. They have carved their empires through laws and regulations that choke the small and serve the mighty. Yet, in every village and on every street, whispers of enough rise to a roar. Is this the resistance that wakes a populace, long lulled by convenience and comfort, from its slumber? Such resolve challenges conventional economic wisdom and the illusions of security it peddles. The quest isn't merely for survival, but for a system not fueled by a perpetual cycle of taking more than it gives back. It is through the adversity faced now that a contrary hope is unearthing the unbeatable spirit of the human heart. And then, a moment of revelation. What if this isn't the end, but the beginning of something far greater? What if, through these seemingly catastrophic shifts, people find a deeper connection, not just with the land, but with each other? Bound by a shared struggle, communities begin to weave tighter networks of trust and collaboration. Mutual aid replaces competition, drawing out a sense of solidarity that had been overshadowed by the faceless machinery of industrial and governmental mandates. The small businesses, once crushed under the thumb of conglomerates, find new life through collective effort and customer loyalty that favors integrity and quality over deft marketing and ready availability. We must question the ownership of land that governments assert. Is it truly theirs to claim, or do the real stewards reside in those who live upon and nurture it? This controversy over dominion fuels larger philosophical and practical debates about property, governance, and rights. How did we become so disconnected from this land, as laborers in a system that seems to take far more than it offers in return? In grappling with these ponderous questions, a new clarity emerges. The path forward lies not in resignation, but in reclamation. It demands a reframing of what power and ownership truly mean. And perhaps most importantly, it calls for unity among people once divided by an illusion that wealth or position truly separates us. In the end, it is not with government capitulation or a corporate policy shift that real change comes. It is within the hearts of individuals, those who refuse to be mere cogs in the wheel and instead form a chain linked by communal resilience and shared purpose. It is within the creativity of problem solvers, the audacity of dreamers, the perseverance of farmers who rejuvenate barren soil with their indomitable spirit. Yet what of those who benefit most from the old way? What becomes of those whose wealth is built on systemic inequities? In this evolving landscape, they too must confront the outcomes of their greed, an unintended catalyst that ignites change. As these upheavals continue to unravel, we are left to ponder, can an imperialist machine, once set in motion, gracefully retreat, or will it fight to the last screw? Here we stand at a crossroads, the decision ours to make. The reclaimed autonomy waits like an unoccupied throne, offering a chance to craft a future dictated by cooperation, not coercion. Will we, the people, seize this opportunity to redefine a world where the mighty are put to task? And in our most honest moments, we must confront a stark truth. Lasting change requires sacrifice. It demands of us a relentless pursuit of equity that can never be reduced to mere economic debate. In an increasingly interconnected world, it is easy to forget that the shifts that seem distant and abstract begin at home, in the choices we make, the relationships we nurture, and the community bonds we strengthen. To question not if it is possible, but if we are willing. The story that will persist within us is not one merely of empire and economy, but of a human heart refusing to break, a spirit rising to meet the dawn. What lies ahead? A world remade, written not by the few but by the many, woven in the tapestry of shared commitment and understanding. We stand at the beginning of a journey, hesitant yet hopeful, beckoning a change that's truly of our own making. As we peer into the future, the global narrative requires a reconceptualization of how we inhabit this planet and coexist with one another. Our ecosystems are intricately interlinked with economies and social systems. Each decision at the individual level impacts the broader collective, shaping the contours of tomorrow's challenges and triumphs. Consider how communities are pioneering sustainable practices, revamping local economies to mirror renewable and just aspirations. Citizens around the world are banding together, forging partnerships that transcend borders, culture, and language. These connections empower grassroots movements advocating for resilience in the face of climate change, environmental stewardship, and socio-economic equality. Innovation stems not only from technology or resources, but from human ingenuity and collaboration, unleashing potentials that were once thought improbable. As individuals take part in decision-making processes, shared values translate into actionable insights and enduring transformations. This forward momentum is already evident in cities implementing green infrastructures, renewable energy adoption, and education systems emphasizing sustainability and global citizenship. By planting the seeds of awareness and responsibility within younger generations, a legacy of conscientiousness is cultivated. Ultimately, the path forward hinges on our readiness to embrace change and cultivate a harmonious balance with our surroundings. The narrative is not only about survival, but thriving together, crafting a shared, sustainable legacy for future generations to inherit.